Hello, friends. I just finished kind of putting a little blog post together on reflecting on my time in Costa Rica, which was actually back in February. And as I record this, it is now the end of March almost. Um, Part of the reason is because after I got back, I did not allow any time for integration. I jumped straight back into my corporate work, which I knew was going to be necessary based on commitments I had made, but wasn't ideal. Wouldn't recommend that. So anyway, I'm here to share some reflections on the time I had in Costa Rica back in February. Normally, I like to record a video with my reflections while I'm in the place, and I realized I didn't actually do that because I was just so in it and so present. So you get me here over a month later in Massachusetts. That's okay. So I had the experience of volunteering and teaching at the Wild Essence Festival in Costa Rica at Eternal Roots Village, and it was amazing. I was part of building the installation, which I can't even describe. Like, look at the pictures, look at the video. It was just very cool to contribute to something like that with some very young, fit, in shape people, but they still had a role for me, which felt good. And I taught in a community of people that I've received so much from, and that was a great honor, despite my imposter syndrome and going through all the feelings on that. And I think what allowed me to settle in was remembering the Maya Angelou quote, which is something along the lines of, they won't remember what you said, they won't remember what you did, they will remember how you made them feel. So I get kind of worked up on like content, and here's information that's going to help you, and here's how to do a thing, when really in a setting like that, it was more important to create a feeling, and just kind of remembering that helped me to settle in, sorry. What my teacher, Jessi, and her husband, Jaman, and all the people are trying to create with this village is community. We've lost this. We've lost this in the US, and being there just reminded me, like, we don't leave. We don't need much. We need each other. My accommodations were amazing, but simple. A bed, a small kitchen, a bathroom, a deck. The deck was amazing. And then coming back here, and don't get me wrong, I love, 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 love my home, but like, we're kind of isolated the way we live in America. We live in big houses, generally, not everybody, I know, but that's like a symbol of like, you've made it living in a big house, kind of isolated from your neighbors. And it just kind of made me reflect on like some of my happiest memories were when I lived in a shitty studio apartment in the city. And yeah, we had roaches and rats and mice, and that wasn't fun, but we also had community. We had stoop parties. You had to go out because otherwise the walls would close in on you, and I kind of miss those days. As I was teaching, this concept came to me of like, if you only want to go out in the sunshine, you'll never learn to dance in the rain. And wow, does dancing in the rain give us opportunities, like just to be there, to have my feet in the mud. Oh, it felt so good. And recently, so fast forward, I was on a flight for 2 hours that never took off, ended up being canceled. And it was almost like I didn't even notice, because I was sitting next to the most wonderful human, and we just talked and connected the whole time. And like, we need more of that. So as Jessi opened the festival, in her talk about the village and her talk about the community, she said very clearly, we used to remember how to do this. And again, it just got lost along the way. So my intention, I'm not going to completely blow up my life. I wouldn't recommend that any of us do that. But my intention is just to try to live more in community without fear of judgment. I think sometimes we isolate because we're afraid of judgment. I certainly am. So anyway, I'm going to stop there because I'm rambling and babbling. I could say a lot more about this, but blog post will be coming soon, and you can go to jenjortnercassidy.com for more. Thanks for listening.